What's going on, guys? It's Greg back with the Super Six. Um, Thank you guys so much for your subscriptions. Really appreciate it. Let's do a little maintenance on the catch can here. All right. So the only maintenance I have to do is catch can, and I don't have to worry about uh, the blower here, um, because I still got about maybe 3 or 4 thousand miles before I change it. So we change this every 7,000 miles with new oil. So I think I'm good on this. So let's go over here to the catch can and see what that's looking like. Okay, guys, got the catch can off. I really do need to make sure I'm checking this dipstick because it has been a minute since I checked it, and I knew it would probably be full, but I got the can off and it is full. I know I shouldn't let it get that high, but it is full of oil and water vapor that would normally have gone into the engine. So we're just going to take this over here and dump it. And what I do is I keep a little can over here and I just pour it in there where I can put it in a container and dispose of it when I take this used oil in. So I don't like to pour this in the yard or anything like that. So I just take it and pour it in this little can here, and then later I put it in a container, a plastic container, and I take it in when I take the oil. But once you pour it out, I usually take a paper towel and wipe and clean that out. So let's do that. So let's go get a paper towel. All right, so I take a paper towel, get down in there, clean that out. Just try to clean it out really good. Clean the can out really good. And I usually forget that I actually have a dipstick in there on this thing and still neglect to change it. But I always want to keep in mind that, this thing could possibly be full, and I don't know if it does suck it back up into the engine, but I don't want to take any chances, so you always want to make sure you're keeping this as clean as possible. All right, let's put that boy back on. There's the 6 looking so sweet. All right, let's see. Oh, I want to get that paper towel. Okay, guys, so we got the dipstick cleaned off too, and we're going to get the can screwed back onto here and this back down into the holder. Okay, so we got that put back in. I shouldn't have to do any more maintenance. Now, it's always a good idea when you're doing maintenance on your car to keep a log. So this one, is just something I just went in the computer and typed up and printed out. And it's always really good to keep a log. There it is. It says 2015 Dodge Charger, and everything I do to the car, I log it. I log in the miles and what I did to it. And then looking at this, like I said before, the supercharger oil change on it was done. Right now the odometer is at 81, and so it looks like I still have about 2 or 3,000 miles left before I change this. So this is every 7,000 miles. So it looks like I still have some time on this one. And then the last oil and filter was done back in September. So it's getting around 4,000 miles. So I think I'm gonna do the oil and filter. I won't have a chance to do it today, but maybe tomorrow or sometime within the next week I'm gonna do that. But other than that, man, no maintenance, no other maintenance needed. And then this sock, man, if you hadn't seen my last video, this sock is wonderful. If you have a cold air intake or like a K&N or cold air intake, I think they make them for different sizes. This particular one was it's from Rip, so and it is great, man. I don't have to use that plastic flap, so this is awesome, man. Like I said, 100% breathable, just beautiful, man. I don't have to worry about water getting in my air filter. But that's pretty much all of the maintenance I'm going to do today on the baby. So let's go inside the car and talk a little bit more. All right, guys, I just want to talk a little bit more about some of the upcoming mods I'm planning on doing on the Charger. And I had somebody ask me about my front bumper, changing my front bumper to an SRT bumper. And I think I mentioned one time before that I kind of like the idea of having that bumper. If you don't remember what's on this one, but it's the SXT RT front bumper. It's not the SRT, even though everything else on the car is SRT appearance. The front bumper kind of gives me, it kind of maintains a sense of identity that this still may be a V6. I don't want nobody thinking it's a V8, but it's a V6. So somebody asked me about the front bumper. I wanted to keep it. Plus, I had already invested in fog lights. So, but I did find, and I'm thinking really hard because I already have it. In my in my shopping cart. I went to Car ID, and for the SXTs and the RTs, this grill here let me go back. This grill here are for our model cars here, and it's called the Raptor style main grill, and I think I'm gonna do something like this to it. It's gonna make it look awesome. And then they've got all different kinds of I know you guys can't see it because I can hardly see it, but they'll have all different kinds. Looks like here they have 10 or 9 different style grills like this, and I think the patterns of the grill, from honeycomb to hex, you can go through carid.com and look at them, but these just look awesome, man. And I'm thinking of doing one of these because I think I'm not quite sure about how much a front SRT bumper is. That's always a possibility, but I think I'm gonna go with something like this. Just to kind of keep the identity, keep it looking a little different than a full SRT appearance, and I think that'll be probably my best idea. But once I put it in my cart, they're gonna want. Let me see. Yeah, these are 362. I thought it was a little steep for for a grill. I'm thinking a front bumper is going to be somewhere north of $500, $600, $700, but this will be much cheaper here. So I think I'm gonna eventually pull the trigger on that, and I think that's going to look awesome too. So that's what we're looking at. I'm also looking at brakes. It's about time for brakes. They've been doing the job, but I do need some bigger brakes on here. Of course, this is the brakes that come on the SXT and the RT brakes. We don't have big brakes on here, so when we enhance our performance by pro charging and boosting, we need extra brakes. I know my main man J-Mac, when he Rip supercharged he has a Rip supercharged SXT. Awesome. What up, J-Mac? He went ahead and invested in the Brembo brakes, which I thought was an awesome idea. If you could do that, I think that'd be the best thing to do. But it just depends on what you can do, money-wise, financial-wise. Whatever your situation is. But I think for me, mine is going to be, I was looking at two options, and you guys let me know which one that you have had experiences with. And I had it in here. I was looking at the R1 Concepts or the Power Stop. And the Power Stops looks like a better option because I heard a couple of YouTubers talk about the R1 Concepts. They heard some squeaking, and but Power Stop has gotten good reviews, so I'm thinking about getting a set of those, which is going to cost me somewhere around $300, a little over $300. I thought about getting the red brake calipers, but that's an extra $300. But I don't know. I don't see the point in getting brake calipers. I don't see it as a necessity. But I'm going to upgrade the brakes to either the R1 Concept or the Power Stop brakes. So yeah. So I think I'm going to do that. So that's what I'm looking at. Also, upcoming mod. Also thinking real hard, man. Got it in my shopping cart. A wicker bill. I think that may be coming. So that, and also another thing I want to ask you guys about, if you've been nagged by the airbag recall in your Charger or your Challengers. I know for most of the summer I was getting a call from Mopar about changing out the hazardous passenger side airbag. I don't know if you guys got that. Well, I finally had it done back in September. And it didn't take long. It didn't take them long to actually do the work. The wait for them to get to it was actually longer. So for them to actually do the work, I think it took maybe about 35 minutes or so for them to actually do the work. So they got it changed out. And it's really just a peace of mind, man, because, if you have somebody riding over here, if you've had this recall and you haven't had it done, please, man, go ahead and get it done. Because they say that, that shrapnel and everything can come out of there. And if you got somebody riding in your passenger side, a loved one or someone, and you don't want, something to happen, something as small as hitting a deer or an animal can trigger your airbag. So you want to make sure you get that done if you haven't. It was very painless. So make sure you guys go ahead and get that done. But that's all I want to do. I know this video has already gone longer than I really wanted to. So thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate you watching. The Super 6 is doing good. And like I said, up more videos coming of the upcoming mods. And like I said, man, I just make videos, as I have things to say about the car. And I don't really, I know my videos are, don't have all the fancy intros and that sort of thing. I kind of like the idea of just being raw, man. The video comes on, we get right to it. So a lot of times, man, people find that, the intros and all of this guessing and stuff, find that irritating. I know I do. But my videos, man, for right now, I just like to keep it raw, talk to you guys, get right to the point. But all right, man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll get at you later.